What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bry, back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 2, and we have some updated spoilers for the episode. And this video does not take away from the previous spoilers, it just adds to them. So obviously, spoiler warning for Season 9, Episode 2 of The Walking Dead, as I don't want to ruin anything for you if you don't want to know. So obviously, major spoiler warning for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 2, or the information that's highly likely to occur for Episode 902. If you love The Walking Dead family, and everything Walking Dead, this is the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button to become a valued member of the PT channel and our Walking Dead family. Obviously, photo credit and info credit to these fine folks right here. Without them, this would not be possible. Like I said, we made a previous video yesterday about what happens or what is likely to happen in the episode. I have to say likely because we don't know 100%, but it's highly likely to occur in episode 902 this Sunday. Some big stuff. We're going to highlight some of those things in this video as well. But before I get to the spoilers, guys, I want to talk about a video yesterday that I've been getting a lot of flack for. This one, is he still alive? Talking about a Gregory theory that people keep messaging me about. It was a response video to those questions, to the theory that Gregory is still alive, based on the fact that he was only hanged for a couple seconds of the episode. He's clearly dead. I clearly stated in the episode that he's clearly dead. And for the people that call it clickbait, trickbait, why did I make the video? If you don't understand why I made the video, you don't know me, you don't know my channel, and you don't know my social media. Clearly, Xander Berkeley is at the end of his rope. He's gone. He died in the Season 9 premiere. I wish he was on Talking Dead because it would have been great. Why was Negan there? I don't really know. Xander Berkeley should have been there in place of him because Xander Berkeley was a pretty big character since Season 6. But either way, Gregory's gone, and I clearly state that in the video. But let's talk about the updated spoilers from The Walking Dead family and friends. It has some more details than the previous video. At the beginning of the episode, Rick is talking to someone. He talks about the time after the war, what happened within, and what will happen. We are making a new beginning. In the background of his speech, we see some scenes of the people who are working and building up this new world, which sounds like the opening minutes. We have a whole breakdown about that. After the intro, Ezekiel is talking with Henry about the bridge and the communities. Henry leaves Ezekiel to give water to the people. Carol will call him back and asks if he forgot something, and he gives her a kiss. So it's a nice touching moment. We got Carol, Ezekiel, and Henry as a family to replace Judith, Michonne, and Rick if Rick goes away. So we'll have another family dynamic that'll still be there, and I believe Henry is to replace Carl's storyline this season. Sadiq is training Enid and Cindy in medicine. Michonne goes to Hilltop to talk to Maggie. A planned supply delivery did not arrive at the sanctuary. She also talks with her about her style of leadership, which she doesn't really like at all, but Maggie doesn't care about this as long as all goes well for the Hilltop. When Henry gives water to the people, Justin harasses him and pushes him away and takes all the water. Henry knocks him down with a stick. It's a funny scene, by the way. Another savior is taunting Justin. Daryl tells Justin to stop. The kid is just doing his job. They start fighting and Aaron tries to stop them. Rick arrives and stops them and sends everyone back to work. There is a discussion between Daryl and Rick, and Daryl asks Rick if they are still on the same page. Rick answers him and says they are. Daryl leaves and Rick says to Carol that everything is complicated since Maggie killed Gregory. Carol offers to talk to Daryl. So Carol is between the sides and tries to calm everyone down, and hopefully she can. Here's probably the funny scene with Henry hitting Justin with the stick and takes him down. Henry looks to be a little badass. I'm hoping Henry can be the new Carl. He'll never replace Carl in a lot of people's eyes. I understand that. I'm not trying to say that. But Henry's going to be around and Carl is gone, so we got to move on, right? Hopefully Henry can be entertaining. Tammy Rose wants to see her husband, but Jesus refuses. Tammy wants him because she lost everything and nobody at Hilltop wants to talk to her anymore. Tammy tells Jesus that she is not moving until she sees him. Jesus tells Michonne that he doesn't like all that Maggie is doing, but he respects her for her decisions. Anne has a conversation with Gabriel and draws a picture of a woman for him. Gabriel talks with her because nobody is really trusting her and says to her that this is normal at the beginning. Anne seems to like Gabriel and strokes his hand. A conversation with Jesus and Maggie follows. Jesus tells Maggie that some decisions are too big for one person. Here we get very cute scenes with Maggie and her baby. After the conversation, Tammy Rose is allowed to see her husband. Tammy Rose talks with him about his mistakes and makes sure she forgives him. So as we can see, we're seeing the Maggie leadership dynamic. There's a cute picture of baby Herschel with Maggie, and I can see Maggie is going to have some tough decisions to make. It's tough to be a leader in the real world, let alone a zombie apocalypse. Everyone's looking at you for advice, guidance, and leadership. It's got to be tough. Maybe that's a big point this season, why she leaves. Tammy Rose is a character I kind of like a little bit. We'll see what happens with her. She's probably talking with Jesus, as she wants to see her husband Earl, which you got to understand that. Rosita and a rat are blowing up some explosives to lure a herd of walkers to another direction. Maggie goes to Earl to talk to him. She wants to know about his drinking. He tells her that he was drunk when Ken was born. He can't remember the first time he saw him. Earl is talking a bit more about his life as an alcoholic and what happened there. Maggie thanks him for his words. He asks her why she hanged Gregory and not him. Maggie asks him if that was a mistake. He answers no. Hanged versus hung. What's the grammar? Oh my goodness. But how do you feel about a rat? I think she's terrible and she needs to go. Hopefully she leaves this season, but her working with Rosita is good. You want the saviors to be working together. Remember my theory about Justin? We'll talk more about him in a second, but it looks like my theory is not going to come true. But we'll see what's in store for these two this season. Tara has a very cool seat at the top of a crane. She does a few jokes via walkie-talkie to Rick. She tells him that the walkers arrived at a point and Jerry launches a siren to lure the walkers to another point. Alden talks to Rick about the sanctuary, that some people are missing and that it's not good if they have no weapons. Rick tells him that there's a reason why the sanctuary is disarmed and he makes sure they are protected. Tara warns Rick that part of the horde is running towards them. Daryl is working there and Aaron and Jim are putting logs together. When the walkers arrive, Jim jumps down the logs and one log falls on Aaron's forearm. Daryl is fighting against walkers. Jim is coming back too, and they rescue him and fighting at the same time against walkers. Rick, Ezekiel, and Carol and others are fighting against the walkers, and Rick shoots a rope which holds some logs together. The logs fall down and knock down the walkers. Cool scene. Daryl brings Aaron to Enid. Enid decides to amputate his left forearm. Daryl asks for a painkiller, but there is no time for it. Aaron says, "Do it!" and Enid amputates the forearm with a saw. So I wonder if we get another Jim. I have a theory about J names in the zombie apocalypse, and we get another Jim. We had a previous Jim on Fear the Walking Dead and season 1. Maybe it's Jed, but maybe there's Jim next to Aaron or on top of the logs as well. But I think this is the scene that Aaron loses his forearm. Tara on top of a crane looking at the walkers. Pretty interesting stuff that they're trying to redirect them. Not sure why they're not using explosives to blow up the walkers instead of just redirecting them. But the walkers are not redirected and we have a big problem. Another fight with Daryl and Justin begins because this was Justin's fault that this happened. He was at another point and was supposed to lure the walkers away. Carol stops him. Daryl says that this is exactly what they have to do with that asshole. Back to Hilltop, Michonne is talking to Maggie about everything. Maggie says that she is doing what's the best for the people at Hilltop. They're also talking about the things that changed. Maggie does not regret about anything she did. Rick talks to Justin and says to him that he should take his things and leave. Rick goes to Enid and says that she did a good job with Aaron. Rick apologizes to Aaron for what happened. Aaron says that he couldn't know about that and tells him that he paid the price for his faults, that it was worth it. He also tells him a bit about the start of all when the dead began to rise. It's not the end of the world anymore. We start a whole new one, says Aaron. So pretty interesting stuff. Daryl is going to fight Justin repeatedly. Justin needs to go, and we'll find out more in a second about this guy. But I like what Angela Kang is doing. She introduces some problems, and she's going to eradicate the problems just as quickly as she's going to introduce them, which is pretty good. I wish they did it back in season 7 and season 8, but it took their sweet time with it. Aaron losing his forearm is pretty big for comic fans. We know that Rick lost his forearm, well, his hand, by the governor, and since that didn't happen on the show, Aaron, to me, looks like a carbon copy of comic Rick at this point. With the beard and soon to be losing his forearm, will he get a claw hand as well? I think it's awesome. There's a good shot of Ross Marquand from his Instagram with the beard and the haircut. To me, it looks spot on, a comic Rick connection. Gabriel and Anne are sitting together and talking about the girl she drew the picture of and some other things, and if he is still afraid. They start kissing. After the makeout session, later, when Anne is on watch, she hears and sees the helicopter in the night sky. Pretty interesting. Ezekiel, Carol, and the others are sitting together at a campfire and having a good time. Ezekiel wants to ask Carol again to marry him, but she tells him not to do that. She puts the ring on. Rick is talking to Negan about the new world, and Negan is taunting him. Rick says he should be quiet and listen, but Negan says, "You're not saving the world, Rick. you're just getting it ready for me. At the end of the episode, Justin is on his own. He runs straight into a person who hides in the woods and another person kills him, but we can't see who killed him. Oh man, there goes my theory of Justin letting Negan out the cell. But someone has to, right? Can't wait to find out. It's just not going to be Justin. I'm excited that we're already going to get an early connection of the helicopter, setting it up in episode 2. Hopefully we'll find out what happens sooner than later with this helicopter. How is it connected to Anne? And will it be connected with Maggie, Rick, or something else? We do see Anne go back to the scavenger's junkyard in the trailer. Will we see it there? I can't wait to find out. Carol and Ezekiel being cozy up by a fire and becoming engaged is a nice little moment, I would think. I have no problem with Carol and Ezekiel, and I also have no problem with Rick and Michonne. And I know some people do. Some people find it forced. Some people don't like it. But I just like their connection. I think Carol and Ezekiel will be good for the show. They balance each other out. Ezekiel's over the top, and Carol's like, quiet down over there, Ezekiel. Puts him in his place a little bit. It should be playful, funny, cute banter between the two. And who do you think kills Justin? Is it Daryl? Is it Rick? Is it Alpha? Is it Beta? Is it the Whispers? Will we find out in episode 3? Oh baby, I can't wait to find out. And the fact that Justin is already annoying in the second episode, and then he gets killed at the end of the second episode, and Gregory is gone, that shows me that Angela Kang is not messing around, and she hopefully has learned from prior seasons like season 7 not to keep annoying characters around any longer than necessary. But there you go guys, let me know your thoughts, post your comments below. I'm excited for this episode even more now. And for the people that support this channel and my videos, I truly appreciate it. And again, if you don't understand why I made the Gregory theory video, if he was alive or not, you don't understand me and you don't understand this channel. I'm not trying to trick anybody or clickbait or just trying to get views. It was a response video to people asking me about the Gregory theory that he may be alive. And again, if you're going to be rude, disrespectful, and hateful, you're going to be blocked. But for those who support the channel, I truly appreciate it. I love you guys, my PT peeps, and my Walking Dead family. If you're new to the channel, we have a lot of fun here. If you love the Walking Dead, this is a great channel for you. And remember guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself, you can do it.